You knew it the moment it happened. The pit in your gut, the tightening of your jaw, the shift in energy when someone overstepped a line you thought you made clear, and yet you said nothing. Maybe it was a friend making a joke that hit too deep. Maybe it was your partner doing something you made clear wasn't okay. Or a family member that keeps pushing limits, knowing you'll keep the peace, so you brushed it off. You told yourself it wasn't worth the fight, that speaking up might make them leave or cause tension. You smiled to hide the storm boiling underneath. But here's the truth. When you stay silent to keep someone in your life, you trade your power for peace, and you lose both. Understand this. The Sith do not hide when disrespected. We correct, we redirect, we cut out weakness at the root. And the weakness is not just in them. It's in your fear of reaction, in your hesitation to enforce the very standard you claim to stand on. And that's why today's lesson is not about vengeance. It's about boundaries and what a Sith does when they are crossed, how to speak, how to act, and how to ensure it never happens again. Part 1. The fear behind the silence. Most men don't have a boundary problem, they have a fear problem. You knew what your standard was. You knew exactly what you expected, what you would and would not tolerate. But when that line was crossed by a friend, a partner, a roommate, you froze. Why? Because beneath the surface, you feared the consequences of enforcing your truth. You feared the discomfort of confrontation. You feared losing a relationship. And for many men today, that fear is especially sharp when it comes to women. You're told, don't be controlling, don't be aggressive, just be more understanding. So you shrink. You quiet yourself. You try to be agreeable, hoping they'll magically start respecting your space. You begin to question yourself. You ask, am I overreacting? Maybe I just need to be more understanding. No, what you need is certainty. What you need is control, not over them, but over yourself. The moment you sense your standards have been violated and you let it pass, you start negotiating with your own worth. You start tolerating discomfort just to maintain peace. But let me be clear, if you do not enforce your reality, others will rewrite it. And when they do, they'll often write you out of it. Most men have been conditioned to confuse silence with strength. They believe that if they just stay calm, stay patient, things will eventually improve. But the truth is, silence in the face of disrespect is not patience. It's self-betrayal. Here's the truth no one told you. When someone sees that you're willing to betray your own boundaries just to keep them around, they will never truly respect you again. It doesn't matter how much you care, how patient you are, or how many second chances you give. If you do not enforce your limits, you become optional in their world, and people don't value what is optional. Part 2. The moment of violation. When your boundary is broken, your first instinct may be emotional, anger, betrayal, sadness. But a Sith does not react impulsively. He notices, analyzes, and then responds with purpose. There are 3 common ways boundaries get violated. Disrespect, words spoken in jest that carry malice. Disregard, when your time, space, or agreements are ignored. And manipulation, when guilt or shame is used to get you to fold. When this happens, do not explain yourself in weakness. Do not beg for understanding. Do not let emotions spill out uncontrolled. Instead, observe the reaction they expected from you. Most people who cross lines do so because they believe you will do nothing. And often, when you finally enforce a boundary, they will act surprised, because they got used to the version of you that tolerated everything. Darth Bane said, "Power comes not to those who were born strongest or fastest, or smartest. It comes to those who dare to stand alone. When your boundary is crossed, you must dare to be alone with your conviction, even if it means losing the person that crossed you. Part 3: How to respond with power. Now the moment comes. You need to address what happened. But how? First, understand this. Powerful communication is not about volume. It is about clarity and finality. You do not yell, over-explain, or sugarcoat. You say something like this: "What happened the other day when you did that was not okay with me. I value respect in this connection, and when that line is crossed, I lose trust. That's not something I tolerate. I want to be clear moving forward. If it happens again, I won't stay in this dynamic." Be clear and concise. Let it sit. No jokes, no softening. Speak it and let them feel the gravity of your words. And if they react poorly, if they get defensive, dismissive, or try to flip it on you, you have your answer. The Sith do not beg for harmony with others. We demand loyal alignment. Darth Sidious didn't scream his power. He whispered it, and the galaxy bent. If you are clear, consistent, and unwavering, your boundaries become reality, not a request or suggestion, but a law to be respected. And remember, the right people will rise to meet your standard. The wrong ones will leave. Let them. You do not lose power by speaking up. You lose it by staying silent when your soul is screaming. From now on, you do not ignore the unease in your gut when someone oversteps. You must not silence yourself to keep someone close. Do not let your fear write your responses. Enforce your standards, hold your posture, and walk away from anyone that dares to disrespect what you've made clear. This is the way of the Sith. If this lesson struck a nerve, good. That means the change has already begun. Drop a comment below with one boundary you've let slide in the past, and what you'll do differently now. And if you want deeper training on emotional control, conflict, and enforcing standards, join the Brotherhood on Patreon. Until next time, go with power. If this holocron resonates with you, please like and subscribe so I can bring you more powerful Sith lessons.